Hi, you guys. I am so excited and honored that you chose me to be your artist, and I'm really excited to get you started on this Seint journey because truly it is my favorite makeup, and it's honestly the prettiest I've ever looked in makeup. And so I'm really excited to share that with you. Although I know that using Seint is gonna be different than anything you've used before, I'm gonna be with you every step of the way. So in this video, I just wanna show you kind of the basics of learning your foundation and how to apply it. Here's my personal palette. You can pick any one that you like. They come in all sizes, anything that is customizable for your life. I have a separate one for my eyeshadows since I have so many. And then, so this one is my face one, but you can actually get a palette that's gonna house everything in one place. It can have 2 to 3 layers. So this can be as simple or as expansive as you want it to be. So this one's mine, and I'm just gonna start with my basics. I have 2 brushes that I absolutely love, and I highly recommend these 2. If you can only swing one brush, I would suggest getting the buff brush. You can do your entire face with the buff brush. This one's gonna be medium to full coverage, and it's absolutely amazing. You can decide which side works best for your highlight and your contour, but you can get away with just taking this with you wherever you go. Personally, my 2 favorite brushes are these 2. This one's the detail brush, and I think it's perfect for the contour zones of your face. As you can see, I desperately need to wash my brush. And then I love to use the bronzer brush for my main highlight, and then my bronzer and my cheeks. When doing my makeup, I like to start with my contour. The reason being is sometimes people use contour as an accent color, but with Seint, contour is very much part of your foundation. Your foundation is made up of highlight and contour. So the lightest parts of your face and the darkest parts of your face make up your beautiful 3-dimensional face. So when you start with your contour, it's gonna show you very clearly where all the other places need to be filled in with highlight. Sometimes when we start with the highlight, we don't really know where we're going, and we end up putting it all over. And one of the beautiful things about Seint is that we can do all of our makeup in one layer. This is absolutely necessary for those of us over 40 because the more makeup we have on our face, that's the more to settle and crease and crack in lines, and we don't want that. So doing our makeup in one layer is ideal. So okay, I'm gonna start with my contour. So with our cream makeup, you really wanna just kind of tap the brush in there, and then I like to wiggle and tap it onto your face. It might feel a little hard and a little dry, but that's exactly what we want when we're applying this, because you don't want streaks of color on your face, you just want shadow. So I like to start with the contour into my cheekbones. So I'm gonna feel for my cheekbones, and then you can just kind of slide your fingers down, and you're gonna feel right where that bone starts to drop off. That's where you wanna wedge and wiggle that contour into. And I just pounce and then pounce it onto your face. So tapping it into the contour, I'm gonna come up to my forehead. What you wanna do is you wanna take the peaks of your eyebrows and go up like this, and then contour everything back. Next, you're gonna take that contour and you're gonna go right along your jawline, okay? And one of the things I like to do is take that contour back. If you take it to the sides of your neck, you're really gonna slim your neck that way. You just take it here, and what this is gonna do is give your face and neck depth. So you're gonna create dimension right here and really separate. So when someone looks at you, your face isn't gonna blend into your neck skin. You're gonna have this nice crisp line that just gives you such a sharp jawline. So I'm gonna take it back, and everybody has a little bit of a bright spot right here because it's a natural sunblock. So you can take your contour and really fill in that area. Once you get comfortable with this, I do suggest trying different methods to see what fits you. And I really think that you should try to wear the makeup every day for 2 weeks. I know that sounds a lot for some who aren't used to wearing makeup every day, but part of getting over some of the humps of the newness of this makeup is practice. So by practicing every day, you're gonna find out what works for you. Things that are kind of awkward at first start to become really easy. And once you get the hang of it, this makeup should take you 5 minutes to do your face. It's gonna be just second nature. And then the nose is completely optional. I do like to use the smudge brush, but again, if you're just starting out, you can use this detail brush, and you wanna use the edge of it right here. And I kind of tap that in, and I'm just gonna create 2 lines on top of my nose. Just like this. You don't want to come to the side because that's actually going to make your nose a little bit wider. You want to make sure that you come on top. And I want to remind you that I have all of these tutorials on my Instagram. You can go and check out any of my highlight bubbles or reels. And I do my makeup at least 2 to 3 times a week in stories live, okay? Sometimes more, sometimes daily. So be sure to turn on notifications because I love to talk about the new tips and tricks that I'm finding out, because there's always new and innovative ways to use this makeup. It's so versatile. As you can see, I have 3 highlights, and for many of you, I've also suggested 3. And the reason being is 1 is gonna be your main highlight. That's gonna be the color that closely resembles your skin tone. It's gonna be the one that's most like a traditional foundation color. Then next, I'm gonna give you a color which I call a camouflage color. This color is gonna be darker than the other 2. And what it's gonna do is cover blemishes, any areas that you have discoloration, because unlike we've been taught in the past, darker is actually better for concealing as opposed to lighter. So remember, dark recedes, light comes forward. And with blemishes, they often come with texture, and we don't wanna bring that texture forward. We wanna have it recede, just like all the depth in our face from our contour that our contours created. We wanna do that for areas of discoloration as well. Also, what's so great about that is if you get a little bit of a tan, or if you like to self-tan, this color can fill in a pinch for your main. So oftentimes if I am self-tanning, I like to mix the 2 or just use that camouflage color as my new main. Because everything is the same medium, that means that you can interchange things. So over the winter, my lighter color becomes my main highlight, and I get a new pop for $16, as opposed to what I used to do, which was buy a brand new foundation or brand new concealer every time the season changed, and that felt like a waste, and plus it was so much money. And then in the summertime, I can bounce over to my camouflage, that can become my new main, and then my old main will become my new pop. I hope I haven't lost you. It'll make more sense the more you play with it. And of course, this 3rd color is gonna be the lightest color. This is going to be what brings brightness to the center of the face. So our goal with makeup is always to have the attention drawn to our features right here. So like a little heart shape here. You can see already that the contour kind of is in the periphery of that heart. In traditional makeup, this is what we use concealer for. Usually the concealer is a little bit brighter, lighter, to just give some life back into the face. So I'm gonna go in with my pop highlight right now, and I'm gonna go right here under the eyes, and then I'm just gonna kind of tap it out. Remember, my motto is if it blends, it extends. So we don't need to coat the entire face. This one little dot here is going to blend out in this entire pie shape area. So we really want the least amount possible when it comes to cream makeup. We just want it to look like skin. It doesn't dry down like traditional foundation. It stays emollient and it moves with you, and it's just so beautiful. And the way that Seint has a color science, color theory behind it, you're gonna get great coverage with the least amount of product. So trust me when I say less is more. Now I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna dot on my face where I wanna put my main highlight, and pretty much I'm just filling in the gaps. I'm just going in, and wherever I don't already have makeup, I'm just gonna put my main highlight. I wanna mention that when you're first starting out, keep your skin prep very minimal. This will help you decide what you really need under your makeup. We've been conditioned to think that we need primers and all kinds of things on our skin. And with this makeup, again, less is more. And so when you're just starting out, use the least amount of things so that then we can add in one thing at a time. And then you can decide what works best with your skin and this makeup to make the most flawless application. Because all of our brushes are dual-ended, they're so multi-use, and that's why you can get away with a lot fewer brushes. So again, what makes Seint so great is that it can go with you wherever. It's just so easy to grab and do your makeup in the car, do your makeup on the go. I love it. So I'm going to go back to my detail brush and flip over to this small end. And this is gonna help me really get into this small area right here by my eye. And I'm just going to blend that pop highlight out right here with this small brush. What traditional makeup does is flatten your face. You put in one all over color, and then layer by layer, you add in all of your dimension and your color back. And this way, what we're doing is we're doing everything in one layer so that we don't have gobs of makeup on our skin, and our skin can look luminous and youthful and three-dimensional. And I love this makeup because I actually feel like it looks better throughout the day, whereas traditional makeup looked really good right away, and then as the day went on, it looked terrible. This makeup shouldn't feel wet on your skin. Honestly, it should actually feel like powder. You should feel like you're not putting anything on. If you feel like you're struggling to swipe makeup onto the brush, or it's not blending really easy on your face, that's an indicator that you have too much product. So again, whenever you're doing it, you're either gonna swirl or just tap into the makeup and then tap it onto your skin, okay? So now I'm gonna move on to bronzer. Bronzer is completely optional. It's not something that you necessarily need to have, but I love my bronzer, and cream bronzer is a love of mine for many, many years, and I think Seint does it the best. So I'm gonna take my bronzer brush and I'm actually gonna swirl in between my Bella bronzer, and then this is the Glow Illuminator. Both of these products are illuminators. Maybe in the traditional marketplace, you might hear them called highlighters, but because we call our foundation highlighters, we call these illuminators because that's exactly what they do. They just illuminate the skin and give you this lit from within glow. So I'm gonna take Glow and Bella and I'm gonna swirl with my bronzer brush, and then I'm gonna put this onto my face, and it's just like you would a powder bronzer. You're gonna go right here into the 3. The difference between bronzer and contour is gonna go under any bone structure to create a shadow, and bronzer is gonna warm up the skin. So actually, it's gonna go on top of that cheekbone, right where the sun would hit you, okay? And then I like to go on and take it underneath the chin and down the neck to make everything feel a lot more cohesive. And a little across the nose. Okay, perfect. So then you can go into your illuminator, which is also optional, but it's gonna give you that glow. And if you've been afraid of illuminators in the past because you think that it's gonna show off skin texture or wrinkles or crow's feet, think again with cream. So cream is just gonna give you that glow without highlighting any texture. I absolutely love all of our illuminators. They're so multi-use. You can use them on your eyes, you can use them anywhere. So this one is Honey. Just put it on with my finger so I could be more precise, and then I'm taking that fluffy end of the brush and I'm just blending it right into the skin. And then of course, you can't forget your lip and cheeks. So it's multi-use. You can use it on your lips and you can use it on your cheeks. And I always start my blush right along the line of my pupil, about 1 to 2 finger widths away from that nostril. And then you're just gonna pat it up, take that fluffy end, and really blend that blush up into an upward trajectory. You always want to finish off your makeup with your perfector sponge. So you're going to go and wet it underneath your faucet and really wring out that excess product. Then you're gonna take it and you're going to tap it all over your face. What this does is it picks up any excess product that you might have on your skin. It marries all of these lines together, and it really does a great job of blurring pores. So especially if you have oilier skin, larger pores, you wanna make sure that you do this step because it melts that makeup in and looks so natural. And then finally, you need to set your makeup. Cream makeup doesn't set on its own, okay? That's what makes it so skin-like and beautiful and natural. But we wanna set it in our mobile areas. So anywhere that we emote, that we might move and help that makeup migrate, we wanna set. You can set with setting powder, setting spray, or both. I like both. So I'm gonna go in with my Vanilla Dust setting powder, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my sponge, and I'm gonna go right here. I don't get too close to that under eye, and then I take it down here on my nasolabial fold, and then in between my eyebrows. And as you can see, that just blurs ever so slightly. It doesn't add a lot of cakey texture, and it's gonna set my makeup beautifully. So you don't have to be afraid of powder, even if you've been told in the past that you should stay away from it, as long as it's super finely milled and created for setting makeup. That's why I love the Vanilla Dust setting powder from Seint, because it was created to go in conjunction with our cream makeup. So set there, and then you can always finish off with your setting spray. In fact, you can use your setting spray prior to your makeup if you like, as a really simple way to prime the skin. In the beginning, it's gonna feel a little bit more unnatural, but play with it. I promise you, it's gonna click, and then you're gonna see just how beautiful it is. And remember, I'm here for you, so be sure to text me. You can DM me on Instagram. I want to be with you every step of the way. Send me a picture as soon as you have your makeup on so we can make sure that we have you in the right color. I believe in this makeup so much that I have a personal guarantee. So if your main highlight is not right, I'm gonna send you the right color at no cost or inconvenience to you. I want you to love your makeup. So I do know that there's gonna be a little bit of trial and error. I want you to play with it. Thank you again for the opportunity to serve you. You have access to me as your artist. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any question at all. I wanna be your beauty guru.